it is the Bertinator here, and I am here to share with you my #1 tip for a nice, flat, toned stomach. So if you have just read my blog, you've read my previous 4 top tips, and this one is my top tip. It is #1, and it's gonna blow your mind. This is really hard for me to do, but you know what? If it's gonna help you get your nice toned flat abs, then it's worth it. So here we go. Okay, here are my abs. Okay, so this is what I normally look like. My abs, just every day. Okay, now if I am not flexing all day long, meaning if I let it all hang out, which I never do anymore because I've trained my abs, this is what I would look like. Okay, so right now I'm not flexing, and I'm not poking out. That's me poking out. Okay, and I'm not sucking in when I'm flexing. Sucking in, you can't breathe. So this is me sucking in. I'm not breathing. Okay, so my top tip, is flex your abs all day, every single minute. So, how long have I been doing this? I would say I've been flexing my abs every day. And again, you can talk when you're flexed. So now I'm back to normal. I'm talking, I'm flexing, you know, my abs are my abs. Putting my shirt down. So I started flexing my abs when I was probably, 14 or 15. I realized that if my abs are nice and tight, then my clothes fit better, and that you don't have to just let it all hang out. And I've since trained my abs to just kind of not stay in that position, because it is a concerted effort. You do have to think about it. You have to think, okay, are my abs in? Are they out a little? And when you're sitting, it's a little harder. So for you to get started to training your abs to staying nice and toned and flexed all day long is to put a bunch of Post-it notes saying, don't forget to flex your abs, don't forget to flex your abs, everywhere. On your bathroom mirror, in the shower, on your steering wheel, on the TV, on the computer screen, anywhere that you go a lot, put it there, because that's going to help. Second of all, I suggest wearing a girdle to start, because what a girdle does is it holds you in nice and tight, so yes, it gives you the appearance of a flatter stomach. But what it's really also doing, the added benefit, is it reminds you to stay nice and tight. So when you're letting it all hang out, there's this thing kind of holding you in and making you keep your abs nice and tight. So again, there is a difference between sucking in and keeping them tight. So that's what a girdle will help you do. It forces you to remember. So I would wear a girdle after each of my babies for at least 6 weeks. Because after a baby, your abs, go out to the side. So after I have a child, I train my abs to come back in. So what the girdle would do would remind me, hey Bertie, flex those abs, because you want them to come back to where they were before you had a baby. Otherwise, they can get stuck right here. They won't grow back. So you've got to train them to come back to normal. So those are my tips. Put the notes out there, because if you don't have a reminder, you're not going to remember to do them. So if you have them out there, you'll do it. And then second of all, get a girdle if you have to. And just remember to keep it nice and tight all the time. And soon enough, your abs will be trained to stay nice and tight. And that will take at least 1 inch to 3 inches off your waist like that. A lot of those pictures out there on the before and afters in magazines, believe it or not, are people letting it hang out, and then they're just flexing their abs. Some of them are taken in one day. Some of them are before the spray tan, some of them are without. Some are with bad posture, some are with better posture. So you can have that same before and after. You just have to teach your abs, train them to be nice and tight. And because I have done this for the last 15 years, that's what I honestly attribute my abs to. Is just keeping them nice and tight all the time, 24/7. You never stop. It's just there. And then before you know it, it really is a habit, and it becomes just natural. So most people don't know that because they just think that my abs are just naturally flat, which they are because I make them that way. I don't just let it hang out, or so it says. And now, I don't even let it hang out in front of my husband. I mean, not in the shower, I never do. They are always in nice and tight. And then of course, on top of always keeping your abs tight, the better your posture, the tighter and naturally flat your abs will be, because you're going to be standing with your shoulders back and you're just naturally versus here. When you're like this, your butt flattens out, your abs, are more likely to stick out. Or when you're rounded, then it just gives you those curves you're supposed to have. So posture is so important. So I would say combining the two, posture and keeping your abs nice and tight all day long, every single day. So start training your abs, and that's the Bertinator's #1 tip to get nice, toned, flat, sexy abs.